Half car will travel, craters, cracks, and wind. No, it's not about butts. Let's actually start at the rear. Ah, damn it. And go with the wind. They don't really have them in Alaska or Seattle area, but a ton of other places we've been had all these wind farms. They're like everywhere. And if you don't stop and pause the video and read this entire thing and change your ways, you're a who hates the earth. So what is a wind farm? Well, luckily, our resident expert is going to explain it.
This is the wind farm.
A wind farm.
A wind farm.
They farm wind.
I hope that everybody viewing is able to see this. It's a little blown out on the video here, but you can see all of these propellers that they have set up. This is they call it a wind farm. It's like an orange farm or anything else. They're creating the wind out here. If they didn't do this, the rest of the United States would not have wind. They would not have weather.
Wow. So
Yeah.
this is where wind comes from.
This is where wind comes from. This is where the bulk of America's wind comes from. We feed a little bit of wind into Canada, and of course some of it leaches off into the Pacific, but there's nothing you can do about that. But just look at this. The breadth of the operation is amazing.
Do we import any of our wind, or is it all created domestically?
Some of the wind that the Midwest uses is imported, and that comes mainly from South America. They have to bring it in by barge. But for the most part, I want to say 68% of America's wind is generated right here.
I'm proud of that.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. They also make most of the world's pot, so, you know, everything's Jake.
It must take a lot of power to make all this wind.
It takes an insane amount of power to make this much wind. This wind farm alone, if they're not able to use hydro, which they aren't all the time, is capable of using 300,000 barrels of oil every hour to create wind. Every hour. But again, without the wind, we would have so many problems. The birds wouldn't know, when to fly. The bees would probably all die.
I've heard recently that we also need bees.
We need bees to a certain degree, but that's just for honey. And how often do you eat honey except for on Cheerios?
Hey, what's that over there? I think that might be a dirt factory.
I believe you're correct. A lot of the world's dirt is made right here.
Wow.
Yeah, in fact, the reconstruction that Japan had gone through, 50 years ago, they used a lot of our dirt for that. That was just shortly after the war ended.
You know, they just had another earthquake near Fukushima.
Well, they're going to need more of our dirt then, aren't they? They are. So that's it, guys. That's the wind and dirt manufacturing here in the eastern part of California. We hope you guys learned a little bit on this video, and we'll see you next time.
I sure did.
In Central Oregon, there's this place called Christmas Valley. Nothing super Christmassy about it, except a few of the street names. It's a quaint little place, and the people were super nice. But allegedly, in a discussion about taxes in the 1960s, this judge said, "The land, at least in its present condition, is arid, dusty, windy, isolated, and subject to temperature extremes," which from our short stay I reckon to be true. Also, I got conflicting and somewhat confusing stories about how Christmas Lake, which is where Christmas Valley gets its name, got its name. Anyway, the coolest thing there, in my opinion, isn't Christmas. It's the crack in the ground. A 2-mile-long volcanic fissure that looks like some Lord of the Rings The road is a terrible washboard, but take it slow and the drive is worth it. The crack is long, cool, both figuratively and temperature-wise, and fairly easy-going if you stay on the trail. The place is a trip. It's like the ground just opened up and pulled apart, which I guess it kind of did. The combination of shade and cool air settling in the deeper parts of the crack can cause ice to remain into the summer months. I read that in the olden days, homesteaders would go to the crack and have picnics and use the leftover ice they found in the deeper crevasses to make ice cream. Yum! Speaking of crevasses, if you leave the trail to skitter among the rocks, be careful. Don't stop under this awesome precarious boulder so you can get a sweet picture and then accidentally drop your phone. And if you do, and it bounces several times and falls 20 feet into a dark hole, it's probably better to just cut your losses and get a new one. You can't call it to see where it landed or whether it's broken because you'll get no signal. And is it really worth it to walk back to camp and get a rope and climb down into the hole and hope you'll find your phone and it won't be broken and you can climb back out? Well, that's exactly what I did. Not recommended. And if you have a crack in the ground at your home, Don't try this at home. Also, my headlamp was too dim, so I yelled to Jesse, "Throw me your flashlight," and he was like, "Are you gonna drop it?" And I was like, "Of course not," and then I dropped it. On the plus side, I did get back out. I didn't even really need the rope. It was good to have though. And I found my phone and his flashlight, and they both worked. It was a close one. There was a pile of rocks at the bottom of the drop that my phone got lodged in, but it was just wide enough that I could get my hand in and yard it out. And my phone case? I am very impressed with my case. It's one of those crappy attached plastic covers for the screen part, which I don't care for, but the shock protection more than makes up for it. It's a Poetic brand, by the way. Got her on eBay. Cracking the ground! So, I know we try to do something fun or silly in every video, but for once I thought I'd just put the facts out there. You know, this is a travel show. Everything interesting doesn't have to be funny. I'm not a clown.
We just want to be taken seriously! Our next spectacular spectacle is Crater Lake! The deepest lake in America is a major tourist destination with almost 500,000 visitors a year! The 2,000-foot deep crater is actually the volcanic caldera of Mount Mazama. Mount Mazama reminds me of the time I went to Mount Yamama. Since then, further geological activity has created notable features like Wizard Island and Phantom Ship Island. I had a joke here. Where's my rubber chicken? Another popular attraction is the Old Man of the Lake, a mostly submerged tree that bobs around. The frigid waters keep it from decomposing quickly. 38 degrees is pretty cold, but not nearly as frigid as my ex-wife. I know where you are, Sheila. I want my shirts back, you bitch! You ran into some snow on the way up.
But I like snow. So, these awesome cliff formations occur when the volcanic rock and sand gets cut by Annie Creek into a canyon. I don't know if you can see the creek really, but I can hear it. If you want more information, read the little plaque. Haha. Look, Jesse, it's a winter wonderland.
You can see the creek down there, but it doesn't look like it's going to cut anything anytime soon.
Well, it's slowly carving a canyon all the while for millions of years. Actually, I don't know. In fact, I might be wrong about the rock and sand. That's just what I remember reading back at camp.
Though they're very picturesque in the wintertime, most visitors come in the summer, when the weather's nice and the roads are open. Winter hiking is limited, and we were unable to reach the lake to drink its pure, lovely water. But remember, kids, you should never drink untreated water. It could make you sick, you dummy. With no streams coming in or out, a combination of rain, snow, and evaporation keeps the level relatively stable and cycles the water out every 250 years. Water that's known for its clarity and deep blue coloring. Deep blue is fine, but I prefer deep purple. But remember, water has no color of its own, because water is racist. The lake's intense blueness is the result of water absorbing the other colors and reflecting the blues back out. Crater Lake's got more blues than Muddy Waters. More water too, and it's not so muddy. Swimming is allowed in the summer, and catching the surviving varieties of artificially introduced fishies is encouraged. Look, I caught a catfish.
Meow.
See, everything doesn't always have to be silly. Join us next week for some amazing facts, and then we travel to Northern California and reveal some startling new evidence of Sasquatch. Thanks for watching!